Hey man, what it is, this is Deem and I am your host, and this is By Any Means. There go to PayPal at Deem by any means. There go to Cash App, $Deem by any means. Y'all already know what I'm about to say. I don't care if you leave $1, $2, $1,000. It's much, much, much appreciated. It's fight night today, y'all. It's fight night today. We got the face of boxing, Canelo Alvarez versus Jaime a up and coming star at the 168 division, y'all. And this is a question that I have to ask. Is this a duck going wrong? Is this a duck going wrong? Canelo, you see what's going on with Ryan Garcia and all of those guys over there at Golden Boy. All I'm going to tell you, my guy, is make sure you on your P's and Q's tonight. Do not go in there underestimating this man because that could turn out bad. Now, Dean, why do you say that? I just want to know, y'all, is this a duck going wrong? Will this be a duck going wrong tonight? Because Jaime Munguia, no matter what you say about his resume and him not fighting a lot of fighters and that's highly known, a lot of us, myself included, felt as though that they was coddling Jaime Munguia on his way up to, with his box record. Let's say he got a few soft touches to say the least. But that don't change how good a person is or how good they aren't. That doesn't change a person's resume, doesn't change his skill set and what he brings to the table. And one thing I know about Canelo Alvarez is Canelo Alvarez does not like facing pressure fighters, volume punchers. Triple G down to Dimitri Bivol. He don't like people that is just as aggressive as he is, but they throw more punches than he do. If you can get Canelo working on his back foot, you have a pretty good chance of success. If you can get Canelo on that back foot, you have very high chance of success. And even if he's on his front foot, if you could keep him in that high guard where he's more on his defensive, and we all know what I'm talking about when it comes to Canelo. If you could keep Canelo on his high guard where he's more defensive instead of aggressive, where he's not worried about you, if you can make that man worried about what you got going on, Canelo is very beatable in a lot of aspects because one thing about Canelo prides himself on being defensively responsible. So when a fighter is getting off, like Dimitri Bivol, go back to that fight. Triple G, the first fight, go back to that fight. When guys are constantly putting pressure on Canelo and they're not conceding to his power and he has to fight, Canelo does not like that. Canelo's a bully. And I don't mean that in a bad way. Canelo comes in the ring to bully you, Pitbull Cruz-esque, if just not with the volume. If you understand, he don't have to do that because he has the power and the head movement and a bunch of other things that in a granite chin, a bunch of things that a lot of other fighters don't possess. And that heart, that chin, that power, that head movement, and that IQ can beat a lot of people because you could be a better boxer than Canelo. Canelo has faced better boxers than him. They still couldn't beat him, though. He has the same thing that David Benavidez has when it comes to that situation. And why I say, is this a duck going wrong, y'all? Is because Jaime Munguia is not a little guy. He's not going to be able to bully Jaime Munguia. Jaime Munguia is bigger than Canelo Alvarez. Jaime Munguia is not a scared fighter by any means. Jaime Munguia is going to bring the pressure. Now, I got Canelo winning this fight because Canelo's one of those guys, you got to show me you could beat him before I say that you will beat him. I even felt the same way with Dimitri Bivol. But the thing that I won't fall victim to this time is I understand that somebody like Jaime Munguia might go in there. He feel like he got his country on his back. He might go in there a little juiced up. No point intended. I'm just saying, y'all. I'm just saying. Canelo Alvarez, Jaime Munguia is a front foot fighter. The problem is with Jaime Munguia that comes into play. Jaime Munguia throws a lot of punches even when you're backing him up. So backing him up, the pressure is not going to stop in that way. He's not going to stop throwing his punches. And if he can get Canelo to respect his power, Canelo's in for a long night tonight. Yeah, I'm telling y'all, Canelo is in for a long night tonight. If Jaime Munguia can get Canelo to respect his pressure, respect his power. And if he can't, then you're going to see a Canelo wash. Because one thing about Canelo, where he's like David Benavidez in this way, if he don't respect your power, you can have better boxing skills and all of that other stuff. It's not going to matter because Canelo's one of the best fighters in boxing at breaking you down. Yeah, he may not possess great footwork and all of this stuff, but his IQ is through the roof. His experience, his power, his relentlessness, his chin, his mindset, a lot of that that plays a factor. Canelo going to go to the body and go to the head, go to the body, go. He's not going to forget to do that. It's rare that you see Canelo go in there with a game plan where it's like you're against what he's trying to accomplish. No, Canelo knows what he's doing. And one thing Canelo is very great at is cutting off that ring. Once he's doing that to you, bye-bye. Bye-bye. It's going to be a short night, I'll say. Bye-bye. But Jaime Munguia can rumble, y'all. And sometimes when a fighter feel like it's his moment, y'all know that Eminem song, you better lose yourself in the moment. He's a very dangerous fighter. Now, Canelo did all of this ducking with David Benavidez to walk into the ring with somebody who possibly can still take his head off. And I truly, truly do think that Jaime Munguia is not afraid of Canelo Alvarez. And I think that Jaime Munguia understands the magnitude of this situation. Jaime Munguia could take a big step. He beats Canelo Alvarez for the Mexican fan base because this is somebody that's a real Mexican. And what I mean by real Mexican is that he's not from America. And he's somebody that people from his home country they have no reason not to get behind him. He's the underdog story of their culture right now. So y'all know it's on fire right now. But I still got Canelo Alvarez winning this fight from just experience, power, ring generalship, effective aggression, those things. Because Canelo is A1 at it. And experience matters. And how is Jaime Munguia going to react if he can't get Canelo to respect his power? If Canelo is walking through those shots, then we already know how it's going to go from there. Because now all of those things that I just spoke about, that's when that actually is going to take effect. That effective aggression, that pressure, that IQ, that experience, that breaking you down. That's when all of that's going to start because then Canelo can have Jaime Munguia up there second guessing himself. And that's the last thing you want to do in a ring with a fighter like Canelo Alvarez. You lost the fight already once you lose it mentally. You can't lose the fight mentally to somebody like Canelo Alvarez because Canelo's coming in singular-minded, very focused. But Canelo's in a very dangerous spot tonight. And if Canelo loses to Jaime Munguia, it's not going to be the same as him losing to Dimitri Bivol. It's going to be much worse. It's going to be much more backlash because people going to feel like now you took an L and lost all your belts to Jaime Munguia. Now Jaime Munguia is not probably he's probably will give David Benavidez that shot because Jaime Munguia he's going to want to continue to have his name going up. I just beat Canelo Alvarez. I get in there with David Benavidez and put up a good fight or a Caleb Plant or a Jamal Charlo. Now he can take all of your fights, but we won't look at those fights the same way we would look at it as if Canelo was fighting them because then we'll be saying Jaime Munguia should fight these guys. He hasn't fought them yet. Why not? Canelo has a lot to lose tonight, y'all. And I don't think people truly understand the magnitude of what this fight could mean, not only for boxing, but for the Latino community as a whole. Because whether they Mexican or not, most of the Latino community, they still root for Canelo Alvarez. You understand? They more together in that way. Like, of course, they got their own pride being from Cuba or goddamn Guatemala or whatever. You feel what I'm saying? Of course, they got their own pride in whatever sectors of the earth that they from. But the fact that Spanish speaking fighter is on top of the sport is for that they still gonna get behind that in a certain aspect. So at the end of the day, man, Canelo, I'm gonna tell you, man, keep your chin up, man. Be ready. Do not underestimate this man tonight. You see everything going on over there in that Golden Boy camp. Oscar don't like you at all, my guy. He's going to try to do everything he can to have Jaime Munguia prepared, ready. He done gave him every game tape, every weakness that you've ever had. Because who would know better than Oscar De La Hoya, who brought you into boxing, who's the main reason that people know who you are. So Oscar De La Hoya didn't lie about that part. He did build Canelo. Canelo wound up taking the torch and continuing what was started. But let's not act like we don't know who. Let's not act like we don't know why we know Canelo Alvarez and how all of that came about. No different than Devin Haney starting under Mayweather Gym, and why what was the first time we was actually introduced to Devin Haney. That's a whole nother story. So y'all already know what this is, man. I'm looking forward to it. I'm ready to see what's going to go on. It's going to be a lot of dog fights on that undercard. So we're going to see tonight. Canelo got a lot to lose. Jaime Munguia got a lot to gain. And that's why I said this could be a duck that's going wrong. Terribly, terribly wrong. So y'all know what this is, man. Deem by any means. And I holla at y'all.